Good man.
I mean, obviously we got these apples here. I mean, there's more to your story than just growing up. It is part of your story too, but like now you're the apple guy. Like you went from fucking, like you said, working in La Huerta, living in La Huerta, fucking being in an agricultural community, to now you're the fucking apple guy.
How did this start? How did the apple guy start? Way? How did you? One day you were like, you know what? Fuck it. Sell apples,
bro. Fuck no.
Honestly,
that was not even part of the goal or the mission or like anything at like any point. To back up just a little bit, I finished school in Bellingham, stayed in Bellingham, applied at a job. I was working at a tribal university called Northwest Indian College. I was there for like a year and a half, and then I left there the January that the pandemic started. Moved to Tacoma. The idea had been to like jump into another university. I was an academic coach, so I wanted to like help like students in the Tacoma area, because I had a friend who was actually from Leavenworth, Isabel Morales, Jorge's older sister.
Yeah.
Friend of mine that I actually met at El Empaque at one point when I lived in Wenatchee. So yeah, small world. So she bought a house. I moved down there. There's a bunch of universities in that area, and so I was trying to get back into that work. I was hanging out for a couple months, playing a bunch of soccer, having a good time, working on my mental health, healing, all that shit, whatever. And when I started looking for a job, the pandemic hit. I ran out of money. I couldn't really afford to pay rent in Tacoma, and so my dad's like, "Yo, come to the house, move home." So to fast forward, I was home for a few months. We got to a point where I was just like, ¿qué vas a hacer? Or like, what are you gonna do for work? Like, you can't just fucking sit around. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't just sit around. And also at the same time, like, because of all the shit that was happening during the pandemic, like, it really felt like I needed to do something. Like, I wanted to help somehow. You know, like the idea was like, I want to help, and also I gotta make some money. So like, let me figure out a way where I can do both of these things. I gotta
make it happen.
And in that mix, my dad was like, "Yo, like, why don't you take a bin of apples, the manzana, you know, a bin of apples, some manzanas, take it over to the west side, post up on the side of the road, and try to sell apples." And so I have ADHD, so like sitting on the side of a road for like 6-8 hours a day by myself does not sound fun at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do that except for that. So I took that idea that my dad had, and on my own personal Facebook page, I put up a little Google form that people could fill out with their name, address, and I was like, "Yo, 5-pound bags of apples on a sliding scale of $5 to $10." Right? So it was like, for me, it was like, or like sliding scale of $5 to $10, but if you can't afford it, like, you literally don't gotta pay shit. Because I was delivering pretty much from Seattle to Bellingham. It was like, yo, I'm already on my way. Like, I would drop the stuff off, and people would Venmo me or leave cash in like in their mailbox or whatever. And it started on my personal Facebook page, and I literally bagged up a bin of apples, threw it in my Subaru wagon, and started like hitting up all the addresses. Mobbing, bro. I organized it on Google Maps where I could see all of the destinations.
That helped the ADHD, right?
Yeah. So I was just helping, like, literally taking a little route. I knew a bunch of people in Bellingham. People were really good about sharing the page. I got to like 3,000 followers in like 2 months, bro. Like, some unheard of shit. I couldn't have done that if I tried to do that on purpose.
We know. We know how.
It's hard. I'm almost to 1,000. Follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, bro. It was like, so in like 2 months, people were like, "Yo, like, this guy's got good apples, real cheap." Everybody was home because of the pandemic, so it was like la gente me la recibía, and it started out doing it that way. People were having a hard time finding me, so I made its own Facebook page. Folks were calling me the apple guy because, like, that's literally all I fucking had. All I had was apples. So it was an earned name, which I love. Yeah. And it was funny because I went from only delivering 5-pound bags of apples to people's homes. When a sister out in Tulalip, Natasha Gobin, she's the homie now. I love her. She's amazing. Shout out Natasha. She is really well connected with the Tulalip tribe. So she's from Tulalip, and she has a ton of family there. And so she's like, yo, like, instead of like delivering to all these people, what if I hit up all the homies and we come meet you at the gas station? And I'm like, okay, like, yeah, like, that makes sense, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of give her an estimate of when I'm going to be there. I pull up, and then literally within like 20 minutes, there's like 15 people there. And I'm like, yo, fuck this, like, delivering to houses bullshit. I'm just going to set up like central locations for people to pull up to. And so that was like that first shift, right? Like that first shift, because at this point, like, I'm winging it, right? I'm 100% winging it. There was no plan of like, this is what I'm gonna do. It was working. I set up stops in like Bellingham, I set up stops in a few of the different reservations because since I was working at the college, previously before that, we had sites at a couple of the different reservations on the different tribal lands. So in addition to like Bellingham, I also had stops in Swinomish and Tulalip and Muckleshoot, all these places that I would go work at with these students, right? And so in addition, like Linwood and North Bend, like literally I would pull up a map and be like, okay, this place looks like it's popping. Or I would ask on Facebook, like, yo, like, where do y'all want me, where should I post up? And people would give me either cities, sometimes addresses. And so I did apples up until like May, right? So I did that for a little while. And then I did that. It was incredibly successful. At one point I remember in Bellingham, in Swinomish, in North Bend, I would pull up. Me and my brother, Conmiga, we would pull up in the truck. Because I started my Subaru, but at this point I had my dad's pickup. I bought an 8-foot trailer, and so I could carry around 3 bins, right? Upgrade, right?
You like needed to, right?
Stacks, right? Yeah, I needed to. Like I was running out of I was literally running out of product. Like I was having to take buy trips 2 or 3 days a week because people were like, yo, like, we want more apples. Or I would sell them, like I would sell out with a bin of apples in like one day, right? And so I started taking 3 bins, and I would do like 5 or 6 stops a day, 25 minutes, bro. It wasn't like a full setup. It was like we would park. I remember at the park and ride at Stanwood. It's like halfway up to Bellingham. We parked, and we weren't yet out of the truck, and we like saw a few people walking in our direction, and I look over at Miga, and I'm like, bro, like, I'm gonna tell my chinga. Like, it's about to be hella people. And we like climbed up on the truck, started like bagging stuff up, and I look up, bro, and there's the longest fucking line I've ever fucking seen.
Holy
of
shit.
Like just people, and I'm like, yo, there's no way we're gonna get out of here in half an hour. Cause like that's how long our stops were at the time. I was like, there's no way. I'm like, bro, and chinga, like bag those fucking apples as fast as you can, cause we had another stop to be at. At this point, I had a couple. It was like the beginning. It was like the beginning stages of a schedule, right? Because all I had was apples. It was 25 minutes. People would show up. Everybody was home, right? Everybody was home, so it wasn't even like folks were missing work or anything. Folks were home. They planned it out in their day. People were excited about it. The apples were good. I think for the most part, I was using Honeycrisp every now and then Fuji. And then the end of May comes around, and people are like, yo, so like, are you gonna do cherries? And I was like, what? I could do fucking cherries. I hadn't even thought about it. And so I hit up the huerteros of the people that I knew. I hit up my dad, and I'm like, yo, hit up your homies. Again, like growing, back to the store, growing up in Chelan, like everybody's connected. Everybody knows each other. Everybody's got the uncle or the fucking tío or the tío, like somebody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know where to get cherries, whether it's on the low or whether it's legit. Like you're not worried about sale. You know what I'm saying? Like you're gonna find them. And so I did cherries, I did apricots, I did nectarines, plums, peaches, apples, pears. I went that whole year, right? I went that whole year. Throughout that year, I changed the routes a little bit. The places that were a little busier, I stayed at. I tried to prioritize the reservations. I had a lot of love. They showed me a lot of love when I was there working as an employee, and I know and I recognize that a lot of the places that I went to are considered food deserts or don't have like produce stores or don't have grocery stores. So like there's that importance or that thing that I wanted to prioritize to make sure that I was bringing like healthy food to an area that like doesn't necessarily have access to it.
Doesn't get it that much.
Right. So it was a mix of like which spaces are busy, which spaces don't have access to this, respecting the native land that we're on, and like providing in these spaces. All of that felt really important. And so it's like I was shifting the routes that I was doing. I was no longer working like every single day, and so like I would make adjustments to the way that I was doing that. And then that first year went well. I had a van by the end of the year that we totaled. This guy and I were supposed to go on a road. This guy and I were supposed to go on a road trip, and we totaled the van at the end of the year. Next year I bought a long bed truck, in which engine I blew the engine. So we recently fixed it, but it was out literally for a whole year. So last year I bought a long Chevy Express van, and I tried to replicate as much as I could from the first year, and then like making some adjustments. For example, one of the things that like we added to the inventory list, or to the offerings is what I like to call it, during the summer of last year was smoothies. So a lot of the fruit that was like over ripening, that might not necessarily be the best for like market sales, because it was like, you know, starting to look a little funky, but still like the sweetest fruit. At a couple of the places that I would post up at, we were doing smoothies. I had a little an electric generator, basically a battery, plugged in two different blenders, a hielera, fucking ice chest, a little hand washing station.
The hustle, bro.
And in addition to selling like fruits by the bag, we were also making smoothies, right? And so that was incredibly profitable. Midsummer, like it was perfect. You know what I'm saying? It was perfect midsummer because like it's hot, they're cold.
Sounds good right now. Shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's a fresh snack. I wasn't adding anything to it. We were using like agave syrup, and so it was like literally ice, fruit, agave syrup. Like there was nothing else went in them, and so like you're providing like a high quality, like high nutritious snack or meal or whatever you want to call it,
with low overhead.
Like this is product that I was already not going to spend money on. You know what I'm saying? Like what I was doing a lot before I started making the smoothies is I was freezing a ton of fruit, right? And so my freezer was full of peaches and nectarines and apricots, but like it was full. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to fucking figure something else out, and so I did smoothies all of last year. When smoothie season was done, I started making apple cider and then apple chips. So a lot of the apples that I was getting from the warehouse throughout the year, the apples that I was buying are considered peeler apples. So they're actually like, so the taste, the quality's there, but there has some sort of visual defect, right?
You can't sell them
so they can't sell them because of that thing. So it's like I get a better deal on the peeler apples, and then I sort them out. Right, so the stuff that I would sort out that is like I wouldn't want to sell to somebody. What I was doing was I was cutting up the apple chips, and at first it was just for me, and then I was like sharing them with other friends that would post up at a couple of the markets that I was posting up in Seattle, because at this point last year, not only am I doing my routes, I'm going to a couple like farmers markets also. Oh, yeah. So I got welcomed into the South Park Farmers Market last year that started up in like July. And so we were doing that all that last year. So that was really dope. But I started selling. I started actually giving them away to the other market people. And then at one point somebody was like, "Yo, like bro, like these are really good. Like you gotta bag these up. Like why are you not offering these to the people here?" And I'm like, "Yo, like you know what? Fuck it. You got a point." Found a place that had the bags locally. And then got the stickers made. They're off the Office Depot. Right now I'm working at actually getting bags printed, but this was like the easiest way to get it done. Baby. The easiest way to get it done to make it look clean, right?
And they look clean. Yeah.
Part of my schooling, in addition to like education, I did some like entrepreneurship like classes and stuff. And one of the things that they talk about is minimum viable product. Minimum viable product, in short, is like what's the quickest, cheapest, easiest way to get this out so you can test it. You can get feedback, you can get opinions, and then you can try to make another version of like
bettering it,
bettering it or evolving what it is. And like that's what my minimum viable product was. Now that I know that people like it, now that I have a good like idea of like where the price is, where I can sell it, how much it's gonna cost. Now I can actually. I bought another dehydrator recently, so like I'm gonna try to increase my output.
Yeah.
I got a couple homies that have a couple spots that I can put them in. I started working at the station. It's a coffee shop on Beacon Hill in Seattle, and they're allowing me to put them in their case.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the apples I have them in one of the stores out on the Swinomish Reservation, so they're gonna be selling the apples also, and I'm gonna be providing fruit for them throughout the season.
Yeah.
So it's like in addition to like the fruit and the smoothies. And
The
this
cider,
and I'm making apple cider. I'm making apple cider, apple chips, and now like having them in these stores, like things are growing like little by little, right? The next step for me is what I want to do is I want to start juicing. So the same apples, and I've
like the like apple cider juice or what?
not necessarily just like an apple ginger,
Okay.
or like carrot juice, fresh squeezed like orange juice, stuff like that, and selling them like bottled, cold at like the markets that I'm setting up.
Yeah, I
Now
love
you don't have
fucking
to
apple
be
juice.
posted up. You know, now it's putting them in places where people can access them, right?
Exactly. So it's so I can continue to do both of those things, and also like really like I think the long-term goal is to set up whether it's like a little cafe or like a cafe juice bar or smoothie bar, combination of things. I think I'm still figuring out the details on what I want to do with that, but I want to set up a place where I can offer like healthy, nutritious, not only apple stuff, like yes to the apple stuff, but also a space where I can offer more if I want to. You know, more variety if I want to, where it's not just fruit stuff, you know, right? Whether it's setting up a little shop or cafe that has like books and fucking plantitas and you know whatever
all over the
you're hired. But you know what I'm saying, like providing us like a physical space to continue to create and like build other things. It's just it's the long term. That's kind of the long term dream. And really I think that the plan is starting to be put in place as of very recently, because up until like the end of last year, I think I was really just winging it. I'm just going and pushing and hustling.
But now it's official. Now it's like
you're seeing what the goal is. You know,
the Apple guy is here to stay.
I think I'm finally I'm finally putting a plan behind it, and it's funny you say that, because I think the way that my brain works, I don't think I'm trying to stick to one thing forever for too long. But I think I'm at a point where I want to dedicate a couple of years to this.
I can see this.
Go hard a couple of years, see where we're at, and then because this might not necessarily be the end goal. This might be the entry point to opening up a cafe, and then the Apple guy no longer exists. Right? Like I can see making a transition, into that opportunity, because it's like yo, this is fun and I love it, and I love driving around and seeing all these folks. But I don't see myself driving around in a van forever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like I'm enjoying it. I've enjoyed and loved this whole experience. And also like it's tiring. You know, riding around in a van all day. I think I loved it, and also like I think it's gonna end up being like a stage or a phase that I'm like gonna experience
into another opportunity,
and learning some lessons along the way.
Real life experience.
Because like I've always worked for somebody. Yeah. I've always worked for somebody, right? And like this is my first opportunity for now 2.5 years. I hadn't had to work for anybody.
Be your own boss.
Like legit, you know what I'm saying? Like I have a really hard time showing up on time to things, including work.
Hey, you know what? I felt that. Yeah.
I'm that 5 to 10 minutes late guy to everything, right? And so it's like depending on who you work for, that could be an issue, right? Like that could be it doesn't matter how good you perform, like that's a real issue. Like where people are like, yo, you're 5 minutes late, and like I don't want to be harassed about that. like I connected back to my ADHD and like yeah, it's like amarrate un huevo and like show up to work on time or whatever, but like that's really difficult for me, and I acknowledge it, and I'll be upfront about it too. Like when in an interview, be like, yo, like if you're gonna be like really strict about your fucking start time, then you probably shouldn't give me this job. Straight up, it's just like we're it's gonna be if you're more concerned with like my performance and how I do and like getting shit done and like being creative and problem solving, if those things are more important to you than me being here at exactly 10 o'clock versus 10:05, then we're gonna be fine. But if you're gonna harass me about being here at fucking 9:55, like we're gonna have a pelo, you know what I'm saying? So like being my own boss has been nice.
Oh yeah.
Today I got my first paycheck from this new job that I have. I work there like not even 10 hours a week, but I was like I was telling la dueña, I was like, yo, this is my first paycheck that I've gotten in like legit like over 2 years.
That's what's up.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is
dope,
this is my first paycheck, and like yo, honestly, like financially, I feel way more secure and way more confident and calm in my finances right now than I ever did when I had like a job.
That's crazy.
You took the risk and you did it, you know?
Tomorrow I'm gonna go pick up fucking manzanas and Chelan. I'm gonna go pick up a couple bins of apples. I've been kind of laying low and kind of chilling, but I think next week I'm gonna start setting up the forms again so people can sign up to do deliveries again. And we're back to the hustle. You know what I'm saying? And I'm confident that I can flip these 2 bins in a couple weeks max. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like the revenue that I'm gonna have off these 2 bins is way higher than like 2 or 3 weeks worth of work that I was doing at any like education job. You know?
No,
and I can do it on my own. I can do it on my own time. You know what I'm saying? I don't got
your own terms.
On my own terms. You know what I'm saying? With like I do business with whoever I'm comfortable with. Like if I don't want to deal with you, or I don't feel comfortable with you, or like you're being you're being a pain in the ass, like I'm gonna be over here.
Yeah, that's true.
And that is like there's a lot of peace of mind to that. You know what I'm saying? Like my if I need to leave to Mexico, or like I'm using that as a big example, but like if I need to do something for myself or for something that's important to me, like I'm just gonna go do it. Like I'm just gonna go do it.
You have to text anybody.
I don't gotta text nobody. I don't have to ask for permission.
It's gonna stop you.
Like at most, I'm gonna hit up my people on Facebook and be like, hey, I'm gonna take a couple weeks off. I'll be back in a couple weeks, but like nobody's gonna be like, oh no, please come back, or like
I wanna go with you.
Yeah, you just lost a customer.
Yeah. Okay, like you know what I'm saying, like ni modo, like that's life. Like I'm not.
Back. Yeah.
I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not terribly worried about it. Like I'm gonna be the best self that I can be. I can provide the best service that I can provide, and I hope folks like keep supporting me. But at the end of the day, like I'm okay and I'm comfortable moving the way that I'm moving because it honors like me.
How you feel, who you are,
exactly.
Everything.
I think that one of the biggest things about this for everyone that's watching is like how this started, like just from not knowing what the fuck you were gonna do
at all,
and being, and you know, a lot of people have been in those situations too. But the way that you reacted to it, off an idea, you didn't just take the idea and be like, I'm gonna do just that. Be like, I'm gonna take that idea and make it work for me, because you knew what the way how you think and how you feel. Standing 6-8 hours in a spot, fuck no. I
drive me crazy, bro. I'm just gonna drive me crazy.
But you figured out a way to make it work for you, and the whole time you said you were winging it. And I feel like a lot of people that start businesses, it's winging it, but it's actually you have to be willing to wing it.
Yeah,
you know, and
and
look at you now, like thinking about plans of a cafe. Like now, it went from not knowing nothing to like, okay, there's a plan here.
Right.
Like, I think that's fucking huge, bro. I think that's hella fucking dope.
Yeah.
I just got invited to participate in another market that I'm really excited about. Like Delridge community in South Seattle. A guy called me and he was telling me he's just like it's recognized as like still the only food desert. So for people that don't know about food deserts is like an area where they don't have access to like groceries or like fresh fruit. Just systematically, right? There's just no store there.
Oh shit.
There's no store in like a certain amount of like area. In cities, it's a lot smaller areas, but in the suburbs, it's like the area is bigger, but that's what's considered a food desert, right? And so they started I think they started it last year, and they're trying to replicate it, or this is the first year, but somehow they heard about me. Dude called me. I was on a conversation with him like a couple days ago. and they're building a new market, and I got invited, and I'm excited to go participate there.
Oh, yeah.
It's every other week, so it's only every other week, and so I'm gonna go do that and hopefully support that area, and hopefully the area supports me, and it turns into like a reciprocal relationship.
So where can people find you on Instagram or whatever? Or what is it, Facebook or Instagram?
People can find me on Venmo.
Hustler. There you go.
People can find me on Venmo at the Apple Guy, all one word.
Support the Apple Guy.
But most importantly, on Instagram, it's the Apple Guy WA, as in Washington. So the Apple Guy WA. On Facebook, it's facebook.com/theappleguy, or you can just search the Apple Guy. There's like 6,000 likes on that shit. It'll be the first one.
I'm one of one.
It'll be the first one that pops up. I promise. I feel like there's a lot less hype now than there was that first year, but there's a lot of folks that are.
Yeah, motherfucker was on the TV. He was on the newspaper.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, motherfucker was popping.
King 5 interviewed me.
Yeah.
There's a
celebrity in the motherfucking house.
I got interviewed by King 5, but I think the other one that was even more dope, I think the way that they set it up was an interview with Talib News. The article's linked in my Instagram.
Okay.
I think the way that they wrote it and like the way that the questions were asked, I think were a lot more responsible, and I like the way that they presented that. So it was one of the tribal newspapers did that. So yeah, it was cool. I've been on a couple of things from that first year. From that first year that folks were like incredibly excited. So a little bit less hype now, but there's a bunch of diehards that keep coming back,
which is dope, man.
And everybody, I mean, if you try these chips, trust me,
they're fire.
I'm telling you, we fucking ate a bag like.
Rapido.
There was supposed to be 3 bags.
Yeah, there was supposed to be 3 bags, but
they ate one.
We ate one. So, but next episode we're gonna give away some of these chips, apple chips. Trust me, they're fucking fire. And I was thinking, imagínate, some tahini, some chamoy on them.
Ooh, you know what? We're just gonna give away one.
The other one might
not. Hey. But yeah, we're gonna give these away too, so you know the deal. Just go comment on the video.
Fucking comment.
Show some love.
Like.
Yeah, and everybody that comments will enter it on the next episode on the raffle.
Also, if you don't win the raffle and you still want some, you can DM me on Instagram and I will literally ship them to you anywhere.
Yep, you heard that.
There's a shipping fee, obviously, but
you heard the man.
I will get them to you. They're delicious.
You gotta get them. Trust me.
Yeah. Trust me, they're bomb as hell.
I know you're probably thinking like, what? They're dehydrated apples or apple chips, but yo, fire. I don't know what it is, but the Honeycrisp apples got that sauce.
First time I had them, I was like, yeah, I'll just have one, because to be honest, I don't even eat apples like that, And I like them, I just don't. And then I had one chip, I was like, damn, this motherfucker's good. Another, and I think because you gave us a bag each.
Yeah.
When we were going to Cali.
We were to Cali.
And on the plane, fucking perfect, bro.
Yep.
Perfect.
Great snack. Yeah, great snack. Healthy snack.
No preservatives.
Right?
I'm actually gonna get some stickers made where it says just apples, because that's literally all it is. There's no extra sugars, no preservatives, no.
See, so you're on a diet and
gluten
shit.
Free?
Gluten free,
fucking everything
all that
free.
Shit.
Probably not keto friendly.
Vegan.
Vegan, yeah.
I don't know about keto, but sure, we're gonna say it is.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
All that.
Disclaimer: don't take us. We're not nutritionists.
These have not been tested by a lab. Definitely cures COVID.
Not nice. The FDA approved. But make sure you comment. Like I said, if you want a bag of your chips. What else was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh, we already did the raffle for the stuff.
Yeah, we already did the raffle.
Yeah.
We were supposed to. We initially said, it's gonna be a 45-minute episode. We've probably been talking for about almost 2 hours now.
I think so. Yeah.
But it's dope because it's like, and we could still talk more because there's a lot to his story. It's just a lot to all our stories in this valley, you know.
For real.
So definitely check it out. Everyone that listens to us on Spotify, definitely hit follow on that because we on Spotify and shit.
Yeah, make sure you go rate it on Spotify. Make sure you hit that 5-star.
That way it helps the algorithm.
Yeah, make sure to follow us on Instagram. 3 Good Man.
Shout out to the boy Loke with his twins.
Yeah, for sure.
Bro.
Loke's still out there with the twins, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, follow us on Spotify. Follow us on YouTube.
Is he still Mr. Scummy?
No,
man, it's scummy.
He's a
He's
a
scummy,
responsible
but yeah,
father.
he's a responsible father.
Yeah.
Law-abiding citizen.
Yeah, that's
Law-abiding.
right.
But appreciate everybody watching and hearing us. It's the next episode. I don't know who we have next.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. But
We're winging it.
That's right. I've been inspired. We're just gonna fucking wing it.
Don't do that.
I like it.
I'm just gonna post on Facebook. ¿Quién quiere venir?
¿Quién
Here's the
viene?
Addy.
We're just gonna open the door every quien llega. We're good.
Hey, well, before we sign off, any last words to the people?
Honestly, I just want to say thank you for being here, or thank you for having me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having me.
También por estar aquí.
As far as like Apple Guy stuff goes, it wouldn't have been possible without all the folks following me, supporting it. I appreciate all of you. If it wasn't for y'all, like, I'd probably be, I don't know, maybe
Mexico,
maybe back. Damn
it!
Like I said, I got a degree and I was working in education, but before that, I was like serving at a bunch of restaurants and I was doing a bunch of other random stuff like that. So there's a good chance I would have been, doing stuff like that. So giving me the opportunity to
do something like
to do my own thing, really, and to have like a certain level of freedom that I had never experienced before, that I suggest you all try at some point, has been a blessing. So like, thank you. I really appreciate that. Like, it wouldn't have not been possible. So the fact that y'all are digging it and rolling with me it's been amazing.
Yeah, man.
It's been amazing.
I mean, inspiration, motherfucker. You know,
we proud of you, man. We talk about
real,
you, bro. Like the first time that we went to go, I helped him to go drop off those apples to you. And we just saw you just hustling. That is true. We seen it in person. We drove back thinking like, God damn, I want to do that.
Let's go get some apples.
It's a different energy. It's the energy I would get when I was hustling CDs. It's just, it's your own product. It's your passion, or it's you. Yeah. And you're freaking making money off it, making a living off it, which is fucking dope.
Yeah, that's dope as fuck. Yeah. No, that's true. So remember, just wing it. If you got something going on right now, just fucking wing it.
Throw a little planning in there, though.
That should be the name of this episode. Just wing it with the Apple Guy.
Just wing it. No, yeah, but yeah, I mean,
out here winging it.
Yeah, this time we gotta do it. But thank you, everybody, again. Appreciate y'all. See you next episode. What else? Hope you all had a great Valentine's Day.
Shout out to the Rams for winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, for real?
LA,
Rams.
Shout out to Snoop Dogg, crib walking on live TV.
For real, that shit was gangster.
That was just dope as fuck. We'll talk about it some other time.
50 Cent popping out. Bro.
He needs to eat healthier.
Hey,
whoa! We're not fat shaming on this episode.
Hey, no, legit. Someone said it's like, I would say you guys are fat shaming 50 Cent, but he's been the biggest bully for the last 20 years, so he'll be okay. And I fully agree with that statement.
It's totally true. You don't follow 50 Cent on Instagram?
No.
Oh,
that motherfucker's a bully.
He's a bully. 50 Cent is a bully. A great bully, though. He's funny as fuck.
He also made shirts with tweets on them because he was being fat shamed, and is making money off it now. Hustler.
Yeah. He makes fun of himself.
That's hella funny.
That's funny. That's just hella. But
yeah. Vamos.
Hey, alamos.
3 good men, and we out.
Alamos. Ooh.
Oh, good man.
It doesn't.
Never stop.